I wonder if any one of you watched the wonderful, wonderful, entertaining Christmas program that came from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee on Thursday night, December 7th. I wonder if anybody watched that. Anybody watch that? No. What were you doing? You're probably at a bar watching a football game. What a production. That place holds close to 6,000 people. What entertainment. Those people down there sing in breathtaking ways. They know how to get their song, their message under your skin, these country singers. And you know what was the opening hymn that went on for 10 minutes? You know what was the opening hymn? I'm telling you, they sang that for about 10 minutes. It went over and over and over again. And before you know it, 6,000 people were singing it. Better be good, you better watch out. Somebody is coming to town. What entertainment, what inspiration. You know who wrote that song? I'll take you out to dinner tonight if you tell me who wrote that song. Anybody know? Good, I'll go up myself. John the Baptist wrote that song. Oh, you laugh? Did you hear John the Baptist's message during Advent? Better watch out. Better be alert. Stay awake. He might come when you're sleeping. He wasn't talking about Santa Claus. He was talking about Jesus Christ, the Messiah. Better watch out. Somebody's coming to town. That was John's entire mission, to get the people ready for the coming of Christ. Now we know that Christ has come, so our task every Advent and throughout the year is to get in touch with the fact that Christ has already come and God is always present in our lives. The first Sunday of Advent here, forget what Mass I had, but first Sunday of Advent, I made a suggestion that we try to prepare during this short 4 weeks of Advent and trying to notice God in certain situations, no matter how bad, no matter how fragmented a relationship may be, no matter how much darkness there is in the world, and there is a lot of darkness in the world. John's task was to focus on the people and to get them ready that Christ is coming, the Savior, the Messiah. And our task is to come to the realization that He is here. And a good way is to create moments of kindness, patience, suffering, giving of our time. I met up with a little lady about 76 years old a couple of years ago. Had some tough times in her life. She still does. Just a short little lady. Her name is Sharon. Her husband died recently. Her son was killed, her only son, murdered. And somehow I met her through other people, which isn't really necessary to explain. And so she was hard up for some money, and I said, well, okay, Sharon, I'll tell you what, I'm a pretty neat old guy, but one thing I can't do, I can't use the vacuum cleaner because of my back. I said, if you come maybe once every week, twice a week, or every other week, I'll be able to help you out a little bit. And so she comes every week just to vacuum my house. Now, Sharon has a dog, a Boston Bulldog. His name is Roscoe. And so the first 3 to 5 minutes of every time Sharon comes to my house, I have to listen to her talking about Roscoe. Sometimes Roscoe has the sniffles. Sometimes he doesn't eat. Sometimes the neighbor next door throws oranges at him because he doesn't like them. So every week, 3 to 5 minutes before that vacuum cleaner starts burning away, I have to listen to Sharon talk about Roscoe. Now, I'm not interested in Roscoe, but Sharon needs those 3 to 5 minutes. That's all she needs. I don't think Sharon is interested so much in Roscoe. She just needs somebody to talk to. And so I give her 3 to 5 minutes every time she comes to my house. That's all it takes. People's Magazine of August 24th of this year, there was an admirable story about a doctor and a young little girl who's suffering from leukemia. Her name is Tay Butler. She was a cancer patient. It's UCLA Mattel, however you pronounce that, Children's Hospital in LA, UCLA. The doctor's name was Dr. Ted Morrow. And he created some kind of nice, warm relationship with his patient, Tay. One day he came in and listened to her heart. Then he took some time. He didn't just listen to the heart and then walked out of the room and maybe jotted something down on the chart. He stayed there. He said, "You want to try my stethoscope? Want to hear my heart? Want to hear your own heart?" And the doctor took some time to spend with this 9-year-old girl. And then he bequeathed to her his stethoscope. Tay said, "He was so kind. He was so patient. He taught me how to use the stethoscope. And, that's a real cool thing for a young kid, 9 years old," she said. "Do you want to try it?" he said. "Hearing a heartbeat. What fun to hear the heartbeat through a stethoscope." And it was during these talks, these little talks, moments of sharing his time, that this little girl decided to follow his profession, become a pediatric oncologist. 17 years later, cancer-free, Tay, now 26 years old, is a fourth-year medical student at UCLA. And this summer, she got to work as a primary intern with the doctor who gave her a stethoscope a few years back. She says it's like a full circle to see my name next to his on the patient's chart. The moment is just as rewarding for Dr. Moore. He says, quote, "She has the ability to understand and connect with patients. A person like Tay comes around once every 5 years, few years. So we try to keep them because you want to work with the best." And so Tay, soon to be Dr. Tay Butler, still keeps her stethoscope hung up over her desk to remind me of the precious moment when the doctor took time out to share with her, to give her a little gift, stethoscope. That made a big, big difference. A God-manifested moment. In my priesthood, I have many, many memories of being awakened 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm in sound asleep. Somebody was going to do something irrational, crazy, commit suicide, commit murder, break up a marriage, whatever. "Oh, Joe, I got to talk to you." So I get the sleep out of my eyes and my head's on the pillow and the phone is there, trying to stay awake. And they go on and on and on and on. And you know what's funny? When they're done talking, they say, "Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot, Father Joe, for your time and everything you've said. It means so much." I didn't say anything. I was just trying to stay awake and listen to this poor soul. And that's all he or she needed. A little bit of my time. Not a very appropriate and comfortable time, but a little bit of my time. That's all. That's all they need. So during this Advent, only a week left, try to be nice to somebody. Go out of your way to forgive, to be a light, to be a sign of hope, of reconciliation, forgiveness, and a generous, very, very generous portion of your precious time. What a wonderful way to notice the God in people, the God ever present in our lives. And we don't have to worry then about worrying about who's coming to town.